Organized rescue efforts began immediately within 3 minutes of the bombings and continued for days. Unit maintenance personnel were not billeted in the headquarters building, and they rounded up pry bars, torches, and jacks and other equipment from unit vehicles and maintenance shops and began rescue operations. Meanwhile, combat engineers and truck drivers began using trucks and engineering equipment to help with the rescue operations. 24th Marine Amphibious Unit medical personnel, Navy dentist Lieutenant Gil Bigelow and Lieutenant Jim Ware established 2 aid stations to triage and treat casualties. Medevac helicopters, CH-46C Knights from Marine Medium Helicopter Squadron 162, were airborne by 0645. U.S. Navy medical personnel from nearby vessels of the U.S. 6th Fleet went ashore to assist with treatment and medical evacuation of the injured, as did U.S. Navy sailors who voluntarily were airlifted to the site for search and rescue efforts, and shipboard Marines who volunteered to assist with the rescue effort. Lebanese, Italian, British, as well as French troops who had suffered their own loss provided assistance. Many Lebanese civilians also voluntarily joined the rescue effort. Especially important was a Lebanese construction contractor, Rafik Hariri, of the firm, who provided heavy construction equipment, including a 40-ton P&H crane from nearby work sites. His construction equipment proved vitally necessary in lifting and removing heavy slabs of concrete debris at the barracks site, just as it had been necessary in assisting with clearing debris after the April U.S. Embassy attack. While the rescuers were at times hindered by hostile sniper and artillery fire, several Marine survivors were pulled from the rubble at the BLT-18 bomb site and airlifted by helicopter to the USS Iwo Jima LPH-2 located offshore. U.S. Navy, U.S. Air Force, and Royal Air Force medevac planes transported the seriously wounded to the RAF hospital in Cyprus and to U.S. and German hospitals in West Germany. A few survivors, including Lieutenant Colonel Howard Gerlach, were sent to the Italian dispensary and to the Lebanese hospitals in Beirut. The last survivor, Lutheran chaplain for BLT-18 Lieutenant Junior Grade Danny Wheeler, was pulled from the rubble at noon. Other men survived beyond 23 October, but they succumbed to their injuries before they could be extracted from the rubble. Some of the U.S. Marines in Beirut were moved to transport vessels offshore where they could not be targeted. However, they would be ready and available to serve as a ready reaction force in Beirut if needed. For protection against snipers and artillery attacks, the Marines remaining at the airport built and moved into bunkers in the ground employing tactically acquired Soviet bloc connexes. Lieutenant Colonel Garrity's requested and received reinforcements to replace his unit losses. Battalion Landing Team 26, the 2nd Marine Division Air Alert Battalion stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Edwin C. Kelly Jr., was dispatched and flown into Beirut by 4 C-141 Starlifters in less than 36 hours after the bombing. Lieutenant Colonel Kelly officially replaced the seriously wounded BLT-18 commander. The entire headquarters and service company and weapons company of BLT-26 was airlifted into Beirut, along with Echo Company reinforced. Lieutenant Colonel Kelly quietly redesignated his unit as BLT-18 to help bolster the morale of the BLT-18 survivors. Stay tuned for the conclusion of the Beirut barracks bombings, and until next time, stay salty devils, Semper Fi, and carry on.